It's fair to say that Enzo Maresca has had an amazing start to his life at Chelsea, but it's no secret that it was never meant to be like this. He faced an uphill battle from day one, dealing with an overloaded squad and a club that had started to have a difficult relationship with its fans. So how has he done so well, so fast? To take a club that spent the majority of last season outside of the top six to title contenders once again. And yes, we keep hearing the players and the managers saying they're not in a title race and they're not title contenders, but we'll come back to that very shortly. When it comes to playing style and tactics, Enzo Maresca's style of football is typically characterised by possession-based play, high pressing and quick transitions. Maresca prioritises keeping the ball, building from the back with short, precise passes and controlling the tempo of the game. His team aim to dominate possession and dictate the rhythm of play, which is often set up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. His teams work hard to press high up the pitch when they lose possession, trying to win the ball back quickly and turn over play in advanced areas. Enzo encourages fluid movement off the ball, creating overloads in wide areas and allowing attacking players to interchange positions, as you can see me demonstrate so amazingly here. But one of the most important parts of Enzo's system is the involvement of his fullbacks. And we're going to look at Malo Gusto here because he has been such a crucial player for Enzo Maresca so far. Gusto's had a handful of roles to play so far under the new boss. He's been inverting into a double pivot to provide extra defensive stability for Chelsea when Enzo moves up into a more offensive role like this. But he has also at times been given the license to carry the ball and go up into an offensive attacking position in midfield, which would likely see Enzo drop back to provide cover like so, further complementing Maresca's desire to overload the final third. Gusto's had all these responsibilities as well as providing width on the flanks to stretch the opponent as much as they can on the pitch. Very much like Arne Slot, Maresca isn't overly rigid when it comes to formation. He adapts based on the opponent and match conditions. While he prefers possession and attacking play, he's not afraid to make tactical adjustments to ensure his side remains competitive. But it's not just his tactics that have improved the team this season. This manager has a mentality that every single great manager needs to have when succeeding. Not to be afraid to make the big calls and the uncomfortable decisions. For instance, earlier in the season, Madueke was in some really good form and playing well, and then one random game he was dropped. But why? Maresca said himself, although he was playing well and impressing, he wasn't training to the standards that the manager expects. Like I just said, to have a manager that isn't scared to make the tough decisions and the uncomfortable decisions, and even when a player's playing well, to pull him out because he's not training to the level that your team should be training to, is such a huge personality trait to have when it comes to succeeding. This paired with the fact that he makes even a draw feel like a loss to the team, to the fans, is such a great combination of mentality to have. But having good tactics and an admirable mentality is one thing. Do they actually work? Well, yeah, I would say so. They sit third when it comes to most goals scored in the Premier League. They have the second most wins in the league with 10, and last season they only had 18 for the full season. Third most touches in the league, which further complements Enzo's desire to control possession and control the ball. All in all, huge improvements in the majority of the departments from last season. But it's not just the team as a whole that are doing incredibly well. There are some individuals in this team that have had some real improvements and players that are really starting to show their worth. But before we get onto that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Obviously, you can't make a Chelsea video without talking about their main man, Cole Palmer. Since arriving from Manchester City, he has been one of the best players in the league. He really showcased his talent last year and is continuing to do so under Maresca this season. I really believe he will end up with the captaincy at Chelsea in the next couple of seasons. He said he loves the club and he can see himself staying for a very long time, which I'm sure fans will be so happy to hear. And for me, one of the most improved players in the whole league this season is Nicholas Jackson. After his arrival from Villarreal in 2023, Jackson had seemed to be a bit of a meme in England, struggling to bury easy chances and not being able to rack up a goal tally you would expect from a striker in the top six. But he seems to be loving life under Enzo Maresca this season. The manager has put his full faith and trust in what was a struggling striker last season, keeping the likes of Nkuku, Felix, Mark Guiu out of the team. And this season he looks to have found some outstanding form, all while forming a dangerous partnership with Cole Palmer. And just to put into perspective the improvements Jackson has made, in 17 appearances so far he scored 9 goals and provided 3 assists, compared to his 35 appearances last season where he scored 14 and assisted 5. He has made some huge improvements on the pitch, and to keep the likes of the players that I've just listed out of the team and say, look, this is my position, listen, you're not taking it from me. I think it's great for the team, I think it's great for him, his confidence. Enzo Fernandez has also had a huge improvement. Now, I'm not saying he was bad last season, because I think he carries unbelievable amounts of quality. But under Enzo Maresca, he is being utilised in a completely different way. Like I said before, Enzo's being given a licence to roam free a bit more, venture out into an attacking position and provide more attacking threats. We've seen a 64% increase in passes that led to shots by Enzo Fernandez, with 18 fewer touches per 90 minutes. That is a huge increase in deadly passes going forward. And he's already recorded the same amount of goals and more assists than he had last season. He's been so important for Chelsea in the first half of the season, and I can only imagine he's going to keep getting better at his role under Enzo Maresca. So wherever you look in this team, you can see Enzo's stamp of authority, whether it's Enzo's increase in attacking play or Jackson's increase in deadly positions and picking up more goals. The team is improving pretty much everywhere, and it is all down to one man: Enzo Maresca. So after half a season in charge, what's next for Enzo Maresca and Chelsea? Well, I think he has done an incredible job of implementing his style on the team so early on is a huge compliment to him as a manager. His ability to bring out the best in the squad and the way he set up Chelsea to play with the perfect balance of flair and discipline has been a joy to watch so far. If this is just the beginning, Chelsea fans around the world are in for a hell of a ride with this guy at the helm. And if the club have the same patience with Maresca as they did with Graham Potter, I can see nothing but success for this manager. I think that they carry on building on the confidence and gelling the squad. I think in the next couple of seasons they will aim to reduce the squad and bring in players only Maresca wants to fit his system. I think he'll want to build his team around Palmer, Gusto and Enzo Fernandez, all in their early 20s. And I think the only way forward is reducing that huge squad size. But I want to know what you think about Enzo Maresca so far at Chelsea. And if you're a Chelsea fan, let me know what you think down in the comments, how you feel about this appointment, because I know when he first came in, there was a bit of speculation, really, a manager that's just been promoted to the Premier League, just won the Championship. It was a big call to make that decision, but it's looking well. And if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.